The 10th ranked Michigan Wolverines travel to Washington to take on the Huskies on Saturday in college football. That game is slated to kick off at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Will the 10th ranked Michigan Wolverines be too much for the unranked Washington Huskies, or does this line indicate to you it's a little fishy and it's a trap to take Washington because Washington is 3-2 and unranked, yet they're a 2.5 point favorite? Well, stay tuned because I have the answers to those questions. I'll have my analysis and pick on this game in just a moment. Just a friendly reminder, folks, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, which is Wager Talk TV, take a second to do so. I don't know what you're waiting for. Click that subscribe button underneath. Best of all, it's absolutely free to do so. There's no strings attached. There's no hidden agenda. And while you're at it, folks, provide yourself a nice convenience after you subscribe, or if you have subscribed already, we thank you for that. But if you haven't done this, go into your YouTube settings and click on that alert notification bell for Wager Talk TV, and you'll be notified immediately upon any of our free pick videos such as these, our podcast, or any educational type videos in the world of sports betting right here at Wager Talk TV. You'll be notified immediately upon that content being published on our channel. All right, let's get to the matter in hand. Michigan and Washington. Washington, as I alluded to, despite the fact they're unranked and have the worst record, 3-2, as opposed to Michigan's 4-1, is a 2.5 point home favorite. You know, I always been telling you over the last few years, if you've been following me, that you need to think like an odds maker sometime. And if it looks too good to be true in sports betting, more times than not it is. This line jumped right off the screen at me just for those reasons alone. You have a ranked opponent, not only ranked, but top 10 opponent in Michigan, or a team, I should say, in Michigan, 4-1, taking on an unranked Washington team that's 3-2. And quite frankly, hasn't been the same type of team that we saw a year ago when they went to the national championship game. But with all that being said, let's keep in mind, Michigan's first 5 games this year have all been played at home. This will be their first road game of the season. They went 4-0. Obviously, in their first 5 games at home, they got blown out by Texas. And then last week, they barely escaped with a 27-24 home win against Minnesota, and they were very fortunate to do so. They won that game despite just amassing 241 yards of total offense. Folks, here's the thing. Michigan's offense is concerning because in 3 of their first 5 games, again, all of those played in Ann Arbor, they've been held to less than 300 yards in 3 of those 5 occasions. And despite their 4-1 record, Michigan is just plus 3.4 point per game differential, and they're a minus 7 yard per game differential, which doesn't usually add up to a team that's 4-1 and number 10 in the country. Washington 3-2, but their losses came to Rutgers and Washington State by a combined 8 points. Those 2 teams have began the season, meaning Washington State and Rutgers 8-1. They outgained Rutgers in last week's 21-18 loss at Rutgers, 521 to 299. Or in simple terms, they outgained the Scarlet Knights by 222 yards and certainly deserved a better fate in that contest. However, they didn't get that, so they're coming off a loss. They're returning home against a nationally ranked opponent, and at home has been really good to Washington. 3-0 to start the season at home with a 27 point per game differential. Their defense this year, meaning the Huskies defense, allowing just 12.4 points per game and 250 yards per contest. And when you consider the offensive struggles that Michigan has had out of the gate, you would think that Washington matches up awfully well defensively against this Michigan offense that's been far from explosive. This is also a Michigan team that's committed 9 turnovers over their first 5 games of the season. And Washington has protected the ball very well in their first 5 games. I like Washington here. I just think Michigan is a trap play. It's a sucker play. And when you see an unranked team like Washington with 2 losses as a favorite, even though they're at home against the number 10 ranked team in the country, I take notice. I'm taking the Huskies here, the Washington Huskies, plus 2.5 over Michigan. Once again, folks, don't forget we have a site-wide special going on right now at Wager Talk. You can get any one of our 7-day all-access passes for just $77. That's 7 days of anything we put out in any sport. And that amounts to $11 a day, folks. You don't need a promo code. You don't need a coupon. It's $77 for 7 days through the entirety of this week. So take advantage of that offer. Again, I'm a little bit biased, and I'm sure the rest of the guys on the site would share my sentiment. I want to see all of them do well, but when it comes to promoting, I'd love to see you go to my site, WT, or my personal link, wt.buzz/RB. That'll take you to my page over at Wager Talk. You'll be able to purchase that $77 $77 for 7-day all access pass. Folks, college football has been tremendous to me thus far. Over the last 3 Saturdays, we've gone 11-4. I have a 5% best bet going on Friday night. I absolutely love this game. Syracuse and UNLV goes at 9 o'clock Eastern time on Friday night, televised by Fox Sports 1. My 5% best bets in all sports since February 3rd of this year. Haven't put out a lot of them, but I've done awfully well when I have. 26-13, good for 67%. College football since the start of last year, I'm number 1 in money earned at Wager Talk, and that's a feather in my cap because, man, oh, man, there's a lot of great handicappers over at Wager Talk. And also, folks, in terms of long-term streaks beyond just last year, since December 3rd of 2022, my college football picks are 98-67. That's a 59% win rate. And also, folks, over that course of time, I've made a net profit of over $8,000 based on our grading system, $8,052 to be exact. So, again, a lot of stuff to take advantage of over at Wager Talk. Don't forget to go to my personal link, wt.buzz/RB, $77 for the next 7 days. All access pass, anything I put out in all sports, by the way. Major League Baseball, I'm recording on Wednesday, the first day of the postseason. On Tuesday, I went 2-0 with 2 underdog winners on Detroit plus 133 and Kansas City Royals plus 135. Major League Baseball postseason since last year, now up over $1,300 of net profit. So wt.buzz/RB. Until the next time, take care and God bless, folks.